I'm back. All right, welcome to the show. Welcome, Fernando, to the show. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Colin. Fine. I'm good. Thank you for giving this opportunity to talk in
Yeah,
this
no,
space.
no problem, no problem. So,
I'm fine. I'm good.
oh,
Thank you
always
for
got a freaking
giving
echo going
this
on.
opportunity to
Where's this echo?
talk in
Yeah,
this
no,
space.
no
think
problem, no problem. Someday I won't have an echo coming. But anyways, so yeah, we'll back it up here. I always like to ask people when they first got into Bitcoin. So, tell me your backstory about Bitcoin. When did you first find out about it, and then kind of your transition into the Bitcoin Cash world?
Well, I started working in Bitcoin in 2016. Juan Garavaglia contacted me for his project in this moment was called Bitprim, and I started working in Bitprim implementation because in this year, it was this drama with BitBlocks and this stuff, and Bitmain want another node to use instead of Satoshi client. And we start working a bit in this node. And then next year, 2017, the idea of Bitcoin Cash arrived. And then the company turns to use Bitcoin Cash instead of focusing in Bitcoin. So from when Bitcoin Cash was born, I was involved in it from the beginning. So then the company Bitdream broke in 2018, and I managed to maintain the node by myself because I love that node, I love that code. I had put a very huge amount of hours in that, so it's like my baby. And then in 2019, I started thinking about rename it because the Bitcoin was a company, and I didn't want the code was related to a company that didn't exist anymore. So I renamed it to Knuth. So it's not a new node, but it has a new name.
Gotcha. So it's just Bitprim with a new name, because I saw that you guys also have Litecoin support as well as BTC, obviously. So how did kind of all those fit in with your overall node structure, for lack of a better word?
Yes, the first crypto supported, but kind of it was BTC, and then I don't remember exactly, but I think the view problem with some miner happened, and miners started to be reluctant to use another node other than the reference node or the main node. In this case, core for BTC, and implementing Litecoin was an idea of Juan Garavaglia, because if we made a mistake in the consensus rule or the mining code, having a mistake in Litecoin had less impact than having Bitcoin. So this is why we implement Litecoin in the node. And then when Bitcoin Cash appears, it is just adding a new crypto to the code. We know how to do it. We knew how to do it because we done the same process for Litecoin. So the code is almost the same for the three currencies. The rules that change. I think maybe it's 5% of the code. So I try to maintain all the code the same and the consensus part separated.
Cool, gotcha. I like to back up a little bit. Where are you from? What country are you?
I'm from Argentina.
Argentina, gotcha.
From Argentina, yes.
Couldn't nail it down specifically, but yeah, my wife's actually from Brazil, so not too far.
Yes, yeah, I am from Buenos Aires, and I would like to be in Brazil right now because winter here is cold.
Yeah, it's always like the same temperature in Brazil, I hear. Still
Yes.
haven't made it out there because Corona, but I need to soon. So
Yes.
Gotcha. So yeah, as far as like Knuth being a new node, I know there's been all this discussion about node diversity, right? And all these different nodes. Some people think it's better to just have one node because, well, there's less problems of people falling out of consensus and things like that. So what do you think what are some advantages of having different nodes available for miners, exchanges, users even? And what specifically does Knuth do better than, say, on Bitcoin Cash, ABC, right? Or BCHN or any other one, right? Verde, like what makes Knuth special?
Well, regarding of diversity, the same thing was. We would talk the same thing, but same thing when Bitcoin was born. The same happened in BTC world, and miners wanted to have diversity of node because if you have just one node controlling all the ecosystem, that group of developers can do whatever they want with the rules. We are facing the same right now. So this is an advantage of having diversity of nodes. The problem is that we need miners to use our nodes, not just one node. But the problem is that if all the miners use the same node, maybe it's less risky than using many nodes, because if one node has a problem or a mistake in a consensus rule, they can mine an invalid block. So I was trying to implement the testing batteries that ABC, BCHN, View have to guarantee that kind of is tested with the same code, to guarantee that we have the same rules. I think that we have the same rule, because I can make an IBD, an initial block download, and I can follow the chain as the other nodes, and I can generate a new valid block, but you don't know when your code can fail. So having something that guarantee that all the nodes have the same consensus rules, it's a necessary thing. I think Verde is working in something similar. And regarding your other question, what different what difference comes from the other node? Well, uh, Knuth is a node you can run Knuth like an normal executable like ABC, BCHN, or whatever, but it is also a library. You can use Knuth as a library. And Knuth is written in C++, C++17, and then I wrote different wrappers in different programming languages. So you can use Knuth as a C++ library, and then we have a C library. And on top of that C library, I am building new libraries in other languages. Like today, I am focusing in C# library, and that idea is to attract new programmers from different programming languages community to get involved in Bitcoin Cash using Knuth.
Gotcha. What are do you know off the top of your head, what are the other nodes written in? Because the reason I asked, because I was actually, for the first time in my life, well, maybe one other time, I was writing some code today. I did some Python.
Yeah.
I did some Python. Yeah, I was doing a simple little pie chart today. So,
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I did a hello world too. That was nice. So, yeah. So what are the other nodes? What languages do they use?
The other nodes,
Yeah.
or the other ABC, BCHM, and BU and Flowy are written in C++ also. Mm-hmm. BCHD is written in Go, and Bird is written in Java.
Okay.
There was another node, I think they left Bitcoin Cash. They call, I don't remember.
Was it Bcash?
Bcash, written in shell script.
Gotcha. Yeah, so yeah, having all these different languages, different programmers can come in and kind of do their thing on it. Gotcha. Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. So, why are you building on Bitcoin Cash still? Why aren't you going on another chain, maybe Ethereum? Why do you stick with Bitcoin Cash?
Well, for example, Ethereum is a very different code, very different protocol. So writing a node for Ethereum, I had to start from scratch. So it's a very difficult thing. When Bitprint get involved in Bitcoin Cash, I get involved too. So I feel like I am looking for a word. I am a member of this community or this ecosystem, so I cannot support for another cryptocurrency to Knuth, maybe similar cryptocurrency like Bitcoin Gold, BSB. It's possible, but I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't know the reason. Maybe I feel being part of Bitcoin Cash, so I want to be here.
Yeah, that's fine. That's valid. I mean, people always make fun of the community, right? But I think there's a developer community for sure, and then there's a user community. And I mean, if you say the community thinks, yeah, you might be wrong, but there is a community, right? And so
yes,
you are connected to people. That's the definition of a community. So yeah, I agree. I like the people in Bitcoin Cash, and it's sad to see where we're going, but I think at the end of the day, we'll come out. We'll come out in some sort of shape or fashion. So,
Yes.
yeah. So switching over here. So you just ran a flip starter 2 months ago and raised a bunch of money. So congratulations on that. And so
Thank you.
congratulations on that. So, and then you are running another one as well. This, yeah, which you were halfway there already. And so this is the Knuth node specifically as a C#.NET library. So is this, as far as I understand it, it's you taking the node and kind of making it into a different language?
Yes, this is a C# wrapper to use the node as a library, so any programmer can launch a kind of node in your own application, in your own process. It's different to connecting to a node using a networking protocol like RPC or a REST API. The Knuth node runs in the same memory space as your application. So this is useful for things that need performance. I was talking today with Colin about writing a new protocol for mining, for connecting Knuth, for example. Maybe we can use another node to a software pool, and instead of communicating the pool software with the node using RPC, which is a very slow protocol, we can connect both pieces of software by shared memory. So this is too much faster than what we use today. So this is my idea. In this case, maybe the C# wrapper is not intended to use by miners, but who knows? Miners have pool software written in whatever language. We don't know what they use. I want to know what they use.
Gotcha. Interesting. Keep going. Yeah, if you had something else.
Sorry, I want to present that library in the next BCH Conf in September, and so maybe after the conference, some people want to use it. So I want to hire a friend of mine or a colleague to finish that library. And this is not what the other campaign. This is a different path that I am taking here with the node. I take it right now with the node. So right now I am focusing in kind of being a minor node, but then I want to do another thing like this C# library. So I decide to run this campaign to finance this another guy to work in my library.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah. When you're coming from a very high level like me, where I know concepts, but I don't know code. And well, I do know code now. I'm really good now. Yeah, it's good to kind of see the difference between the two. Because, yeah, that makes sense. Because you're making Knuth like a mining node, and then your other one for more developer front end type things.
Yes. The problem is that I want kind of be used by miners, but maybe it's an unreachable goal. I don't know, because miners are very conservative. I don't know if it's the right word.
Yeah, it is.
The effort for miners run BCHN was huge, and BCHN is almost ABC. So I realized maybe later that maybe miners will never use Knuth. So I started maybe changing my focus. I don't know what to do. I am completely sincere about that. Because I don't want to put effort in something that maybe is worthless. So
Right. So as far as the C# language goes, this is a very popular one, I'm assuming? Is it used by a bunch, like what type of applications, what type of code is C# used for?
sorry, what kind of?
Yeah, what type of applications is C# generally used for, like in the rest of the world, I guess?
Yes. Uh, it is a very popular language. I think it's a top 5 language in popularity. There is a statistic page called TOV Index. Maybe you can Google it for popularity of languages. It's a general purpose programming language. So you can do whatever you want in C sharp. I think there are, I don't know, maybe from 1 million to 5 million programmers working in this language, just to throw in numbers random. There are a huge community of C sharp programmers. I want to finish my Python and my JavaScript wrapper too. Maybe Python and JavaScript today are the most popular languages. So if you started working in Python today, maybe in some month, you can let me finish the kind of Python wrapper.
Yeah.
Or help me.
Yeah, give me 6 years and then might be able to hire me.
maybe less than 6.
We did get a question for you. I know you kind of touched on it, but what are your thoughts on the ABC drama? I know it's a very generic question. I don't know if you just want to, whatever you feel like sharing.
Oh, I don't know. I hope that if EFE do not activate, because maybe if this happened, I have to, I don't know. I don't know what happened. What I will do if this happens. But this drama, it harms it's continuously harming the coin. The war with BSP guys, then this one it is not good for Bitcoin Cash. But I am trying to be political to not start talking about ABC, because I think they are the culprit of all this. They want power just for them, and they cannot accept any other group to propose any other feature. I am seeing this behavior from the beginning. Bitprint was a company that was a kind of friend company of ABC. When we started, we did a lot of work for them. I had no voice at that moment because I was working for a company, so I cannot speak in that moment what I thought. I couldn't speak what I thought in that moment, but I was seeing the signals from the beginning. Maybe, well, maybe the signals was there, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to to see it. I don't know, but
Yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying because I used to think that, well, Bitcoin Cash is ABC, and that's okay. That's kind of was my thought process because, yeah, they did, like, of a better term, they did dictate things, right? And so I'd kind of accepted it a while ago, and then you kind of see, like, me, like, being deep inside, like, all this politics, all these Telegram rooms. I see basically the developer interactions going on, right? And that's the most important thing. Like, I don't understand what you guys are writing, but I understand the concepts, and so I understand personal relationships, right? And it's just not healthy for building something cooperatively, right? And I think that really the drama, the two sides, it's like you really support ABC being the dictator or you don't. I mean, that's really what it boils down to, I think, at this point. And so, yeah. So
maybe I am okay with ABC being a most used node, but I will expect they accept some proposal that, for example, assert or assert, I don't know how to pronounce
yeah,
in English, this new difficulty algorithm. Maybe it's not so difficult to accept a good proposal like this one, but he wants to modify it and change the name just for not accepting what and people outside ABC propose. He cannot accept it. So this.
yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the drama is like at this point, it's kind of like, well, we just kind of wait until November and see what happens, right? So it's at this point, it's not super worth dwelling on by any means. So, um, yeah, I know you said you didn't have too much time left, so I guess one of my final questions is, how do you see Knuth growing, and do you see what type of people, what type of apps, what type of front-facing things do you hope to come out of Knuth, or do you leave that up to whoever the developers that are going to be building with it?
Well, in this topic, I am in two fronts. One, as I mentioned, is a mining front. At the other is a building application on top of Knuth. And what kind of application you can write any application on top of it. We used to run when Knuth was Bitcoin, the first BCH block explorer called Blockdozer, now RIP Blockdozer, but this block explorer run on top of Knuth, so we can run wallets, block explorer, whatever you want. I am not good thinking or imagining or designing application for users. I am not good for that. My whole career, I was on application for programmers to this other programmer run write application. So my users are another programmers. So I hope they have imagination to write nice application for users.
Gotcha. We did get one other question. How many team members are on Knuth?
We are two right now, two programmers, and I am talking with two colleagues. I am trying to get involved in the project. One of them is for writing the C# application, and the other guy who used to work for Bitbrain for a couple of months is another friend who's an expert in C++. It is a C++ standard committee member, so I want to him be part of the project. But I am in conversation with both to start growing the team. But right now we are two, just two.
Gotcha. I guess one other question. So is there a C# library for BTC?
The kind of C# library works for BTC too, so you can just Knuth
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
BTC mode, and there is a BTC node called Bitcoin, and as .net people just to put N in front of their project, or used in the past. I don't know. I think the guy who wrote that node is called Nicolas Dorier. He's a French guy.
Yeah, I recognize that name. Yeah.
So this is the only C# node I know that worked for BTC.
Gotcha.
And kind of the other one.
Gotcha. Well, I think that's about the time you got. And so, any last words? Any last questions for me before we go?
No, just thank you for this space, and well, I hope that in November we have great news. I don't know, but thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you. And so I will head over to Twitch by myself, but thank you, Fernando, for this interview. Good to learn more about Knuth node, because I was on my last show, I was going through all the flip stars, and I was like, wait, I don't know too much about Knuth or Fernando. I need to get him on here. And so glad I got you on. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, over to Twitch. See ya.